There's a name I haven't been able to say out loud since last April. Not because I've forgotten it, because saying it makes it real that he's gone, and I never got to say what I should have said 23 years ago. My name is Harold. I'm 76 years old. And I've been sitting with something ever since I got that phone call last spring. Something I don't think I fully understood until it was too late to do anything about it. His name was Raymond. We met in 1971 at a job site in Pittsburgh. I was 23, he was 25, and we were both too young and too stubborn to know what a rare thing we had stumbled into. A real friendship, the kind that doesn't ask much of you and gives you everything anyway. We worked together for 11 years, raised our kids around the same time, spent more Sunday afternoons at each other's kitchen tables than I could ever count. Raymond was the kind of man who remembered things. He remembered your birthday without being told. He remembered what you said you were worried about 3 months ago and would just quietly ask how it turned out. I don't think I ever told him what that meant to me. I assumed he knew. I assumed there was time. In the summer of 1999, we had an argument. I am not going to call it a fight because it wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. There were no slammed doors or harsh words that cut so deep they leave a scar. It was quieter than that, and somehow that made it worse. We disagreed over something involving money, a small business arrangement we had tried to put together, something that never even got off the ground. The details don't matter now. What matters is that I believed I was right. I believed it completely and without question. And when Raymond didn't come around to seeing it my way, something in me went cold and stubborn in the way that only pride can make a person go cold and stubborn. I pulled back, not all at once, slowly. The way a tide goes out so gradually that you don't notice the shore is bare until you're standing on dry sand. We didn't have a final conversation. We didn't end things. We just drifted, a little more distance every month. Fewer calls returned. Holidays that passed without so much as a card. And the terrible thing, the thing that keeps me up at night now, is that I told myself it was temporary. Every year for 23 years I told myself we would sort it out, that one of us would eventually pick up the phone and the whole thing would dissolve the way old arguments do when enough time has passed. I just kept waiting for the right moment. I kept telling myself there was no rush, that Raymond was out there living his life and I was out here living mine, and that the door between us was closed but not locked. I never once considered that someone could come along and lock it from the other side without either of us choosing it. His daughter called me on a Thursday morning in April. She said her father had passed 3 days earlier, quietly, at home, the way he would have wanted. She said he had asked her to let me know. That was the part that got me. That after 23 years of silence, Raymond had still thought to have someone tell me. He still considered me someone who ought to know. I didn't say much on that call. I think I thanked her. I think I said I was sorry for her loss. I hung up and sat in my kitchen chair for a long time and didn't move. I've thought about that argument 1,000 times since April. I've gone back over it, turned it around, tried to look at it from every angle. And here's what I know now that I didn't know then. I cannot for the life of me remember who was right. I have spent 23 years carrying the weight of a disagreement that I can no longer even fully reconstruct. Whatever I was protecting, whatever point I was standing on, it has dissolved completely. What hasn't dissolved is the memory of Raymond sitting across from me at that kitchen table, asking me how things turned out with whatever I was worried about. That I remember perfectly. Nobody tells you about pride when you're young. They talk about it like it's a virtue. They say a man should have pride in his work, pride in his family, pride in what he's built. And that's true enough. But they don't tell you about the other kind. The kind that settles into you so quietly you don't even know it's there. The kind that tells you that you're simply allowing time to pass when what you're actually doing is choosing every single day to let something precious continue to go unrepaired. That kind of pride doesn't announce itself. It just makes a home in you and starts making decisions on your behalf while you're busy looking the other way. I think about what I would have said if I had called him. Not a grand speech, not some elaborate apology prepared and rehearsed, just his name and then something honest, something like, Raymond, I don't want this to be the way things are between us anymore. I think that would have been enough. I think he would have said something simple back and we would have gone from there. Men like Raymond and me, we didn't need much ceremony. We just needed someone to take the first step. And for 23 years, neither of us did. But I was the one who was wrong. I understand that now. Not wrong about the argument, wrong about the silence, wrong about the waiting, wrong about the idea that time was something I had unlimited access to. I have two old friends still living, two men I've known for decades, and I want to tell you, and this is the only piece of anything I'll offer today because I'm not here to give advice. I want to tell you that I called both of them after I sat in that kitchen chair, not because anything was wrong between us, just to say that I was thinking of them, just to ask how things were going, just to make sure they knew I considered them worth a phone call on a regular Thursday in April. There is someone you've been meaning to reach out to, someone where things got complicated and quiet and the moment never quite felt right. I know because I was that person for 23 years, and I know how easy it is to keep moving the conversation to some future version of yourself who will handle it better, when the only version of yourself who can actually handle it is the one sitting right here, right now, in whatever chair you're sitting in. Raymond was 78 years old. He had a daughter who loved him and a house he kept very neat, and apparently, even after all that silence, he still thought I was someone worth a final mention. I don't know what to do with that exactly. I just know I'm grateful she called, and I'm grateful I knew him when I did. And I'm sorry, Raymond. I know you can't hear it, but I'm sorry.